Alright, can America handle the heat? I will be talking about climate change. So here's what we'll be talking about. I'm talking about what is climate change, what are greenhouse gases, how does the science and the government hold up, and what can we look forward to for a greener day. So climate change. So climate change is the increase of the Earth's temperature. So as the Earth's temperature rises, it means that the ice caps are melting, which results in a rise in sea levels, a rise in more droughts, more floods, and a weird rain pattern. So then that's how we get the droughts, because the rain doesn't fall as constantly as it's supposed to. My evidence is that we've had way more flooding in Texas and Florida, and you've had the hurricanes and the flooding in New York. And here's a video to demonstrate exactly what I'm talking about.
With climate change, we face a choice: action or inaction. If we don't act, the global average temperature will continue its rapid climb, and the temperature changes in the United States will mean serious impacts across all sectors of the U.S. economy. Today, we are already seeing more extreme weather, rising seas, changing rain and snow patterns, and more drought. These impacts and others are expected to worsen with climate change. But what if we come together as a global community to address climate change?
Alright, so now that you know a little bit more about what climate change is, because we've all heard of it, how exactly does it come to be? Well, it's all due to greenhouse gases. Well, so what exactly is greenhouse? I know we've all heard the greenhouse effect, but what does that mean really? Well, so the greenhouse gas effect is when special emissions of carbon and carbon dioxide are released in the atmosphere and then they're stuck. So when the Earth goes against the sun's light comes in, but more is getting trapped and less is going out. So it's like putting a big blanket around the Earth. So this is exactly what's causing the ice to melt at too fast of a rate. But we're all saying, but the Earth rotates, so clearly, we're not always that close to the sun. Where it does revolve around the sun, it moves in more of an elliptical pattern, which is more of an oval instead of a circle. But as it rotates, it's also spinning on its axis. So as it goes around, it tilts, and as it tilts closer, we get our hot spells, and as it tilts farther away, that's when we get really cold periods. This is all a natural process that's supposed to take over 14,000 years for it to go to one place and back. But the humans have taken that process and sped it up a lot. So the Earth is meant to handle change in temperature, but we're making it too fast and the Earth can't keep up with it. But we had the Ice Age, so clearly this is just like the same thing. We were frozen once, and now we're just getting a little bit warmer, and it's fine. That's what's supposed to happen. But this is not the Ice Age, and it's much worse than we thought. It all started with the Industrial Revolution, with all the big carbon emissions being let off into the atmosphere. And that's what gave us the rise in carbon dioxide and the rise in methane. It is a natural process, but it's not natural for humans to have sped it up this much. So the government, it can save us, right? We can promote, no use in coal and no use in fossil fuels. Well, some people might argue that more things are more important than taking care of climate change. And where we do have other priorities, like we should be taking care of HIV and AIDS and malnutrition, that is important, but I would also argue that climate change is something that we need to take a look at. With the rise in sea levels, that's going to cause all of the natural disasters. And a natural disaster in Florida, the most recent hurricane that just blew through, is costing them $150 billion to clean up. That's a lot of money that's coming out of everyone's pocket, not just Florida's. So here's a chart. As you can see, ISIS attacks and climate change are ranked as the top two biggest fears for the American people. Now, I feel that's kind of alarming because ISIS, where yes, they are a threat to us, they're also unpredictable. And ISIS only has a $2 billion war chest, so they can be effective, but only as long as they have people to carry out their wills. Where road repairs, it will always cost us a lot of money. The $150 billion doesn't even take into account the fact that people that bought that bought flood insurance, so now they have to repay back half the people for all the damage that caused to their homes. Okay, so like, what are some solutions that we can find here? Well, everyone here, we can do our share. We can recycle, we can go for a walk, we can walk to school or ride our bikes, and we can take public transportation. These few things can help cut down our emissions out into the world. And we can also, as a country, we can look for clean and more renewable energy sources. So this is some stuff like wind farms, decrease in coal and gas use, and nuclear energy. The biggest fear with nuclear energy, though, is if we are using it, then we can also create nuclear weapons, so that's why we don't use it, but it's the cleanest energy source that lasts the longest. Alright, I'm going to sum up my presentation with a quick video.
Fun fact, planet Earth is 4.5 billion years old. Mankind, about 140,000 years old. Let me put that in perspective. If you condense the Earth's lifespan into 24 hours, that's one full day, then we have been here on this planet for, drum roll please, 3 seconds. 3 seconds. And look what we've done. We have modestly named ourselves Homo sapiens, meaning wise man. But is man really so wise? Smart, yes, and it's good to be smart, but not too smart for your own good. Yes, we have split the atom. Yes, we build clever machines that navigate the universe in search of new homes, but at the same time, those atoms we split created nuclear warfare. In our quest to explore the galaxy, rejects and neglects the home that we have here now, so no, that cannot be wisdom. Wisdom is different. While intelligence speaks, wisdom listens, and we willingly covered our ears to Mother Nature's screams and closed our eyes to all of her help-wanted signs. Wisdom knows that every action has an equal and opposite reaction, so if we were wise, we would not be shocked when we see storms that are stronger than ever before, or more drought, hurricanes, and wildfire than ever before, because there's more pollution than ever before, more carbon, more trees cut down than ever before. At a record pace, we have increased the extinction of animals by 1,000 times the normal rate. What a feat. In the next 10 to 100 years, every beloved animal character in every children's book is predicted to go extinct. Lions gone, rhinos gone, tiger, gorilla, elephant, polar bear gone in 3 seconds.
So I encourage each and every one of you to do your part and help reduce climate change. Thank you.